Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. So in this video we are going to discuss about the anatomy of the anterior compartment of the leg. So basically we discuss about its boundaries, what are the contents, and finally we look at the muscles of the anterior compartment of the leg. So when it comes to the boundaries of the anterior compartment of the leg, we have the anterior boundary, the medial boundary, the lateral boundary, as well as the posterior boundaries. So what are the different structures that make up these boundaries? Anteriorly we have the deep fascia of the leg. Anteriorly we have the deep fascia of the leg, and then medially we have the lateral surface of the shaft of the tibia. So basically you can remember as tibia, lateral surface of the tibia, and laterally we have the anterior intramuscular septum. Anterior intramuscular septum forms the lateral boundary of the anterior compartment of the leg, and the posterior boundary is formed by the interosseous membrane. So these are the different boundaries of the anterior compartment of the leg. And when it comes to the muscles, what are the different muscles that you are going to find in front of the leg? We are going to find 4 muscles, which are the tibialis anterior. We have the tibialis anterior muscle, and then we also have the extensor hallucis longus, extensor hallucis longus. Then we are also going to find the extensor digitorum longus, extensor digitorum longus, and finally one more muscle which is known as the Peroneus tertius. So these are the 4 different muscles that are going to find in the anterior compartment of the leg. And finally, what about the artery and the nerve? Of course, every compartment needs blood supply as well as the nerve supply, right? So we also have that in front of the leg. When it comes to the artery, we have the anterior tibial artery, and also when it comes to the nerve, we have the deep peroneal nerve. So basically when the sciatic nerve comes down, it will divide into the anterior tibial nerve as well as the it forms the common peroneal nerve, and then the common peroneal nerve will divide into the superficial as well as the deep peroneal nerve. So these are the nerve supply by the deep peroneal nerve, arteries by the anterior tibial artery, and 4 different muscles: tibialis anterior, extensor hallucis longus, extensor digitorum longus, as well as the peroneus tertius. And these are the different boundaries of the anterior compartment of the leg. So stick to the video till the end. We are going to discuss about the muscles in terms of origin, insertion, as well as action of all of these muscles. So yes, these are the different muscles of the anterior compartment of the leg, which are the tibialis anterior, peroneus tertius, the extensor hallucis longus, as well as the extensor digitorum longus in terms of the origin, insertion, and action. So basically I will be beginning with the tibialis anterior. When it comes to the origin of the tibialis anterior, it's actually so much in detail that we have to know. The origin is from the upper 2/3 of the lateral surface of the tibia, and also from the adjacent part of the interosseous membrane, the deep fascia, as well as the distal part of the lateral condyle of the tibia. So you don't need to know all that, just remember that origin comes from the tibia as well as the interosseous membrane. Origin comes from the tibia as well as the interosseous membrane. And what about the insertion? It is inserted into the medial surface of the medial cuneiform and also the adjoining surface of the first metatarsal. Again, what you need to remember, just remember the medial cuneiform, which is a tarsal bone. Along with that, it is also inserted into the first metatarsal as well. So this is about the insertion of the tibialis anterior. And finally the action, it helps in the dorsiflexion of the ankle. And also it helps in the inversion of the foot, like this. Inversion of the foot. And also it helps in the maintenance of the medial longitudinal arch of the foot. We have 2 different arches of the foot, right? We are going to discuss them in later. The medial longitudinal arch as well as the lateral longitudinal arch. So this helps in the maintenance of the medial longitudinal arch of the foot. So action is dorsiflexion of the ankle, the inversion of the foot, as well as the maintenance of the medial longitudinal arch of the foot. So this is about the tibialis anterior. So moving on to the next muscle of the anterior compartment of the leg, which is called as the peroneus tertius. Again, the origin of the peroneus tertius, it arises from the lower 1/4 of the anterior surface of the fibula as well as the adjacent part of the interosseous membrane. Again, what you need to remember, arises from the fibula along with the interosseous membrane. So origin is from that, and again where is it inserted? It is inserted into the dorsal surface of the fifth metatarsal. Again need to remember the fifth metatarsal bone inserted into that along the dorsal surface. Finally, the action of the peroneus tertius, it again helps in the dorsiflexion of the foot as well as it helps in the eversion of the foot, like this, eversion of the foot. So this is about the peroneus tertius. Now moving on to the next muscle, which is called as the extensor hallucis longus. Again, the origin is from the shaft of the fibula along with the interosseous membrane. Origin is from the fibula along with the interosseous membrane, and where is it inserted? Again, it is inserted into the base of the distal phalanx of the big toe. Need to remember, we have the big toe, right, and its base of the distal phalanx base of the big toe, that's where it is inserted. Finally, action of the extensor hallucis longus, again it helps in the dorsiflexion of the foot as well as it also helps in the extension of the phalanges of the big toe. Remember, it is inserted here, right? It helps in the extension of the phalanges of the big toe. Remember, extension of the phalanges of the big toe, that's what it is action is about. Now move on to the next muscle, which is called as the extensor digitorum longus. Again, this takes its origin from the whole of the upper 1/4 as well as the medial part of the anterior surface of the fibula. Just remember, it arises from the fibula, and finally where is it inserted? It's again inserted into the middle as well as the distal phalanges of the lateral foretoes. This takes care of the big toe, and this extensor digitorum longus takes care of the other foretoes. So its insertion into the distal phalanges of the remaining lateral foretoes. Distal phalanx, that's where the individual tendons of the extensor digitorum longus are basically inserted. And finally, the action of the extensor digitorum longus, again it helps in the dorsiflexion of the foot, and it also helps in the extension of the phalanges of the lateral foretoes. It helps in the extension of the lateral foretoes. This helps in the extension of the big toe. This helps in the extension of the lateral foretoes. This helps in the eversion of the foot. And remember, all of these muscles will help in the dorsiflexion of the ankle. So this is about the muscles of the anterior compartment of the leg, and based on their origin, insertion as well as action. So thank you guys, thank you for watching video till the end. If you like the video, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button, and you can always share my work to your other friends and people who want to learn more about the anatomy. I think I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye.